guys, just giving my quick thoughts on Captain America Brave New World. So, it was actually decent. It's nothing crazy good, but it feels like a stepping stone for, I guess, Marvel to finally make good movies after 5 years, because, you know, they made flops for so long. Not really counting the movies made by James Gunn and Ryan Reynolds, of course, and No Way Home. Because some of them were just like fan service, but still good. And then, you know, Guardians 3 was just a perfect ending. Like the perfect ending for the Guardians. Just like how the Avengers got a perfect ending. Yeah. And this just feels like it's finally trying to move forward with the story. Even though, obviously there is some issues with this film, but the main point, you know, the finally gets, at some way, I'm just trying to, I don't know the right way to explain this, but because Falcon, people didn't really like him as obviously becoming Captain America, and in some ways they get me more on board, but it's just still not believable, especially in the movie when he's saying like he should have just took the serum, because it makes some moments of the movie just so, well, I don't even know if the right word is unrealistic, but it's not believable, because, you know, he doesn't have the super soldier serum, and when you're seeing him breaking concrete and beating up dudes he shouldn't even be able to beat, it's kind of a joke. I'm just happy when it comes to like a certain scene at the end, you know, they don't take the mic, they're actually more believable in that scene. I just feel like because this movie's had so many reshoots, it's like they kept some stuff that was just stupid, but then you can kind of tell that they've actually refilmed it, because some scenes just flow so well compared to how it probably would have been, because the beginning just feels like a lot of the original parts of how it would have been the film, but then you could just tell that they definitely did a lot of reshoots to make this actually good. It's not even topping over flipping the first Captain America film, because that's just a great start to Steve Rogers' Captain America and the true Captain America. They've basically been back the guy from Falcon and Winter Soldier, who was originally supposed to be Captain America, but, you know, he got imprisoned and all that, and they kind of put him in the story too, which is cool. But yeah, I feel like more of the issues is, I guess, him trying to actually be Captain America. It doesn't fully work. Like when he's just trying to do things without using the suit, I feel like I'm kind of more engaged with his character, but when he's actually using the suit, I'm just like, because I feel like he has the thing where he'll just never give up, like that kind of thing, energy. Like he's seeing like people he cares about in danger or bad things happen to him, and he's gonna do whatever it takes to help him. And that's, I guess, like his values is what, you know, Steve Rogers saw in him, and why he made him Captain America compared to Bucky. But Bucky, he was more like a redemption kind of character, but there's probably still a lot of people that wouldn't have liked him, and it seems like he's still doing pretty good right now anyway. But yeah, that's what I'll say about Bucky. So it just makes me wonder how things would have went if Bucky became Captain America instead. Obviously you wouldn't have the issues of him having the strength, because, you know, he'd be able to actually do a lot more like what Steve Rogers did. And at this point I think they should just give him the serum. It just makes sense. He should just have the serum. Yeah, I feel like in an Avengers film or his next film, he needs to have the serum. Yeah, it has to happen. Because that's a big issue with some parts, especially the beginning of the film, because it's like they start to get more into how his character actually should work in the second and third acts, but the first act is a joke. He's doing things he shouldn't be able to do, it's a joke. And that's when you can tell that they had to do some reshoots, because probably it was even more ridiculous of the things he could do in the original cut. And I just can't imagine how the story would have been originally. But I can at least say this film gives me hope in Daredevil Born Again now, because this was just decent, but Daredevil could actually be great. Perfect, I don't think I can go that far, but at least great. Like, Marvel's actually trying, finally, after 5 years. Disney are actually trying. But man, I just hope they don't end up releasing some flops, and then I'm just like, I guess you haven't changed. I mean, if Daredevil flops, Jesus, because I don't know if that's the next one that's coming out from them in TV form, but movie form. Because we're going to have those Avengers films coming. And this is literally like this has literally been the only thing that they've kind of proper done since, I'd say, even Eternals, because I know people don't like Eternals, but that was at least trying to build to something. And then the Loki show, which I didn't like, was at least building to something. But after them two, it was just like randomness and just a lot of average to bad films. Yeah. And this is like the first film since Eternals where it's actually continuing off what something that was actually building, but it kind of sucks. They're probably not even going to continue with the Eternal storyline. I just feel like they should find somewhere to fill it into like the Avengers films coming, because I just feel like their story's still important, because it was kind of setting up Blade. It was setting up like maybe not a future threat, but something important. It's just, and how it was ignored for so long until now with the Celestial in the water. It's just stupid. So at least that finally gets addressed and what they plan to do with it, but I'm not really talking about spoilers in this anyway, so that'll be my review channel when I'll talk about spoilers and stuff. But I'm just happy to give my thoughts that, this film's actually decent, it's good, but it's not anything special. It doesn't beat Cap 1. It Beyond doesn't beat, Winter Soldier. That's like, to a lot of people, one of the best superhero movies of all time, and not just like one of the best spy movies, one of the best movies of all time. It's just, people love that film too much. And then Civil War, which I think I prefer. That's basically the real Avengers 2. And man, I think I would put it over flipping the first actual Avengers film. Easily the official second film. Infinity War is my favourite movie of all time, so it's not beating that. And Endgame? Yeah, Endgame, yeah. Since that movie is not perfect, but it's perfect for giving characters endings. It's just some of the other issues. It has a lot of issues. And someday I'm going to review all the films so I can actually give proper points, because I don't want to brag on about other films and I'm talking about this one. And I guess the sidekick, I really didn't know what to think about him at first, this new Falcon that they're kind of introducing. But by the end, I actually like him. He has potential. So they're actually building up characters properly. I feel like they kind of build up a better Black Widow replacement in this film than they was trying to do in Black Widow's actual film, even though I love Yelena, but I don't think she should be Black Widow, the new Black Widow. The person they have in this, I feel like she could actually be more like Black Widow. She's got more of like the things that I liked about Black Widow in this film than Yelena, because Yelena's just too goofy. She's a great character, but she's too goofy. And it seems like in Thunderbolt's going to make it a bit more serious, but this character, the way how Natasha worked, she wasn't so goofy. She was a more serious character, and she had to be careful on who to trust and stuff. It's just, she was more mysterious, and the character they have in this she plays that well. And just General Wash, like, they don't actually do a bad job with General Wash in this. It's actually interesting. Yeah. It's probably the best stuff we've got from him since ever in any movie. Yeah. I mean, I've only seen like literally cartoon shows that actually do justice for Wasp with his story and stuff, because most stuff just show him like just wanting to take down Hulk, but there's actually more to him than that, and this movie actually gave that. And I'll just get more into this kind of stuff in spoilers, because at the end of the day, I'm just giving my thoughts. It's actually a good film. Would I recommend it? That's just the hardest part, because it feels more like a setup to something actually good stuff actually happening now. If they don't just do a 180 and just mess up everything, because this is the first film since Eternals, in my opinion, to actually build up a story again, set up like some Avengers, just so many things, while still trying to actually be a solo film, because this movie actually feels refreshing, because it just focuses on Falcon. There isn't like a ton of other characters that cameo so much and end up helping in the end and stuff like that. It's just a proper solo film, we haven't got a proper solo film from Marvel in so long, and actually be good too. Even though at the end of the day, this movie's like maybe in like the 6 or 7 range. Definitely not going past 7.2, but because I've literally watched Sonic 3 times, the third Sonic film 3 times. I don't think I'd watch this movie again unless, I don't know, I need to refresh my memory on something, but yeah.